everybody. So today we are making little mini pies. These ones they're so cute, and what I love about them is that you don't have to make a giant pie. You'll be like, okay, how am I going to finish this pie? Who am I going to give it to? It's going to go bad. No, these ones, they're little muffin tin pies. You can literally make as many as you want, or you can cut down the recipe to make like 2 or 3 and just have them for yourself. It's really good. You really don't have to feel bad about eating them because it's only like 3 bites of a pie. So, you know, it's all good. It's all good. So yeah, let's get started making this pie. For our berry pie filling, you want to go ahead and reduce down 2 cups of your berries. And you want to let them reduce down for about 5 to 7 minutes until most of the juices have escaped. It has been about 5 minutes already, and I have kind of crush the berries to kind of help the process of it like this, just to kind of make it speed by a little faster, to macerate them. And then now we're going to go ahead and add in our sugar, cornstarch, and salt. And you want to mix this constantly and keep mixing until it all starts to thicken up, and it'll take about 3 or 4 minutes for it to thicken. As you can see, it has thickened up quite nicely. It is pretty much like a pudding. You want to go ahead and add in your lemon juice and then transfer this to a different bowl and set it in the fridge to cool completely before using it in your pie. First thing you want to do is preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. After our filling is now cooling in the fridge, you want to go ahead and work on your pie dough. You can either use store-bought or make your own pie dough. The link for mine is going to be in the description down below. Here is my pie dough. I already had it set in the fridge for about 30 minutes or so, and it's now at room temperature and ready to roll out. And you want to keep enough flour on the surface just so your dough won't stick to the countertop or table or whatever you're doing. And just keep rolling it out until you get it down to about a 1/2 inch to a 1/4 of an inch thick. Now that we have our pie dough rolled out, you want to get a cookie cutter, and you want it just a bit bigger than your actual muffin tin so you can go up the sides of the tins. So go ahead and cut that out, and see, there's how thick you want it to be. Now that our dough is cut, you want to go ahead and line them. What I did, I sprayed the bottom of the pan and I just cut little strips of parchment out and put them down in the center, just so whenever your pies have baked, you can easily just lift them out so they won't stick to the bottom, since we aren't lining these with cupcake liners. So just stick it down in the bottom and push it up the sides. And now that our little pies are now crusted, you can go ahead and get your pie filling out of the fridge. And I got some sugar so we can sprinkle on top to give it a little bit of extra sweetness. I have about a tablespoon of filling that goes in, and you want to kind of just fill it up right to almost the top. For the tops of our pies, we're going to cut out 12 circles that are going to be the same size of the muffin tins. You want these the same size just so you can get a clear and smooth edge all the way around the pie. I'm going to be making 3 different types of tops for my pies. I'm going to be making a lattice cut, little circles, and kind of like just like a circle cutout. And I didn't really want to go and buy any like fancy cutters or anything, but you can literally use whatever you want for this. It's totally up to you. A kind of like a hack that I have is make it like I'm making it on the counter, and don't make it on the pie itself, because then it'll get really messy, and if you mess up, you have like a big old bunch of just filling all over your pie, and it gets really messy. Do it like that. You can kind of press down on the lattice to make it all stick together, and then go ahead and put it on your pie. Now that we have the tops of our pies done, you want to go ahead and put them on our pies. So these ones I'm just going to set right on top of them. And then with these ones, since it is going to go around the actual pie, I'm going to get, I have a whisked egg, just like an egg wash, and I'm just going to like wash around it. Okay, and with the lattice, they are going to be tricky since they can fall apart. So I have just like a tiny little offset spatula. I'm just going to kind of pick them up egg wash the sides, and then carefully put them down on top. Now that I have all the tops of my pies decorated, I'm going to go ahead and get my pastry brush and just egg wash the very top, just so whenever it does bake, it will kind of get golden brown. Now that I have all the tops egg washed, I'm going to go ahead and get my sugar and sprinkle it over the tops of the dough, just so whenever it does bake, we can get some caramelization. Now that our little pies are topped and sugared, I want to go ahead and put them in the oven for about 25 to 30 minutes or until the tops are golden brown. And here are the finished pies. These I've already eaten a lot, as you can tell. This is all that we have left. They are super, super good, and I love how they turned out. The lattice looks so good, so golden. You can see all of the filling all around it. So yeah, these are them.